Welcome to this video in the series of short videos on an introduction to Android Lollipop programming. In this video, we're going to look at the structure of an Android Studio project and look at what files do what and their function in programming an application. From the main screen, we create a new project. Here is where we give the project a name, and we have next a unique identifier for our company. This can be changed by clicking on the Edit button. It usually follows this sort of structure: company name, and then application name. Next, we have where we can save the project, and this can be changed by clicking this icon, and we get a non-standard. This is a Java application, file dialog box where we can change the location. Click Next. Here we get to select the API levels. You can see the various options we have available to us. I would generally suggest you pick the version before the platform we're developing for. This is our lowest supported version. By clicking this link, we can see the various APIs available, the current market share, and the features they offered at release. And you can see here from this 19% why I recommend having a minimum supported level of KitKat. Here we can add optional extra APIs by clicking the box and selecting the level we want to support. We're not going to use any of these right now, but here's where you could add the extra support if you required. Next, we have the activities. Activities are the interface elements and screens for an application. And here are the different types we have: blank activities, full screen activities, Google Play service activities, login activities, settings, tabs, and various others. At the moment, we're going to keep things fairly simple. So scroll back up to the top and just select blank activity. Here we give our activity a name and the corresponding functions that represent it. Let's just keep everything as standard and finish. The first file we're going to take a look at is the Android manifest file. This is an XML file, if you're familiar with XML. So it has parent and child elements. The top element will always be the manifest, followed by the application, and then an application comprises various activities. At the various levels, we set settings and permissions and titles and various other functions of the activities that comprise our application. Next, we have our Java files inside the Java folder. Let's firstly look at the test. And if you're familiar with Java here, you see we have a class. Tests are used for testing our application, and every Java file belongs to the same package that we declared earlier. And here we have imports. Imports import functionality and functions into our application. And we can finesse the various functions we want to import. Next, let's look at the main Java file we will be working in. And again, we have the package and various import functions. You can see here we're importing lots of sub-Android libraries. And we have our boilerplate code, the activity we named earlier, and then some boilerplate functions with skeleton code inside of them. And here we can see references to some of the layout files that we'll be looking at shortly, and the menu here. And these have all been pre-configured for us. Here's some of our resource files. These include layouts, but also things like audio and video and other images. First, here is our main activity that we looked at earlier, and we have a text view. This is also an XML file with a layout declared above, and then the various child elements within that layout, and settings and configuration options for the layout. Switching to the design view, we can see what we just saw with a bunch of widgets that we can choose from to drag to a canvas and design visually as well. Inside here we have the menu file, currently with only one menu item, which is settings, and this gets created for us by default. And again, another XML file. Finally, we have image assets with different sizes for different screen sizes to represent the different resolutions of an Android screen. This is standard naming. Next, we have the dimensions file. This sets padding and borders for the various screen orientations of our application. Next, we have strings. These are translatable strings that can be used throughout our application for different languages, and they can be set in a file and called upon. And finally, we have a theme setting. Again, another XML file. At the bottom here, we have a set of build files. These we don't need to worry too much about right now, But if you wanted to add dependencies to the project or various other configuration options that should be run at build time to assemble the application, we would set them in one or more of these depending what we're trying to accomplish. At the moment, you can see it includes things like our SDK and API levels, but we won't have to change too much of any of these. And many are just full of comments right now or very little code. We can also see that if we switch back to a Java file and change to the structure view, we can see the structure of the Java class and jump straight to the functions and declarations inside of it. Let's stick to the project view for now. In this video, we learnt how to create a project in Android Studio and the various options we see at that stage. We then looked at the files that comprise a project and what they mean and the purpose they serve in coding an application in Android Studio. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.